Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy Justice for All. Last we left off, we were in the middle of the trial again, and I think this is going to be the last portion. Morgan and both Morgan and Inimini testified. Morgan's was pretty much foolproof, even though I found there's something to be suspicious of, such as how, where the culprit could have even gone. Because we're forgetting that Pearls was in Winding Way the entire time. So I think we're gonna have to eventually use that the fence to completely shut down both Pearls and Morgan's testimonies. We were also in the middle of objecting and bringing down, breaking apart, taking apart, just tearing apart Inimini's testimony. We did catch her slipping up about the whole costume thing and the blood thing, so she's a bit nervous. She's, on the path of having a mental breakdown just like every other culprit, so we know we're getting close. Anyway, let's just jump right in and see what happens. Like, the side room was like, kinda dark, Alright, this face again, the fish face. So like, the costume is like purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I like persuaded my sister it wasn't like right to do something like that. What? You knew that there was a murder or something? And then like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Oh, after she confessed, I guess? Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. Yeah, you think? Like, thanks, Grabs. Are you satisfied? Mr. Wright? Of course not. That was some bull. Alright, I guess not. Very well. You may question the witness. Alright, let's see. Is there anything we want to push on first here? I think the part where the side room was kinda dark, really? Really? Same thing. Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Yeah, because it's right next to the garden. Don't push your subjective opinions onto this court. That's not a subjective opinion. Like, that's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Miney's? Exactly. You are such a hopeless cause, witness. You may feel free to ignore this shy little man. Like, okay. Ugh, can't breathe. Let me out of here. So like the costume is like purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. Okay. Let's see. You didn't see the blood? Like, yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at that time as well. Yeah, what about that, you sneaky little sneak? Are you going to tell me next you didn't notice the gun either? She's gonna say she didn't have it. I like totally didn't. All I was looking at was like her face. Continue. Really? We're just gonna let it go? Okay. How'd you know she had killed someone? And what was your sister, Miss Mamie Miney, like at that time? Well, she was like totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. How'd you know it was... I guess she just told her that it was Dr. Gray. I don't know. But I think like she knew, she like said she did something really bad. Yeah, but did she actually say she killed Dr. Gray? And like she said she wanted to go out with me to like apologize to Miss Morgan. For what? Did Mimi Spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. I don't believe any of that. Obviously it's all a lie. Okay. Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe, like, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, like, made her feel a lot better. I don't know. Like, killing a person makes you feel better? I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Miney? How'd you know she was the only one there? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Yeah, because you must have noticed pearls outside. The urn breaking and stuff. Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? When you were in the side room, we're going to the crime scene, arrived at the crime scene. I think we're going to the crime scene, right? I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. No, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. Your thing was right that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important. Yes! That's why I'm pushing this whole thing, I ask, because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Yeah, you do, you idiot. It's the urn. Very well. Miss Miney, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony. I don't get why, but okay. I didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. Liar. Try to remember that time. Oh, I remember. I totally didn't see anyone on the way. Wow. I guess this really is a dead end. Something you finally pull out of a witness is never a dead end, Phoenix. It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. Dude! Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial. I know. You have to give it another shot. Doesn't matter how many times we listen, we can't give up. Okay, I'll just, where's that? Where's the last one? I didn't see anyone on the way back. So, should I present, pearls? Or should I present the urn? Didn't see anyone. I mean, Pearl was supposed to be there. I'll just present Pearl's profile, I guess. You say that you didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. However, that is impossible. What do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Interesting. You have a semi-intelligent look on your face. So, what about this child? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. The garden? Yup. Which means anyone walking through the area would have seen her. So Miss Miney, what do you have to say to that? Oh Jesus Christ. What was the ghost thing? As the court can see, she is a bit of an airhead. Also, she was leading her sister at the time. Do you honestly think she would have noticed a simple child playing? Preposterous. She would have noticed a super important urn breaking, on the ground. It's not preposterous, and I can prove it. What sort of foolish? There is no way someone walking along the winding way could not have noticed Pearl. What about the urn? This urn is my proof. An old cracked clay pot. What is that going to prove? Do you know why it's cracked? It's because Pearl broke it. That's why. She broke the urn? Ow! Why do I feel like you're about to ruin my beautiful day? Cause I am. Sucker! This urn was broken around the time the channeling started. Ah! And Pearl was the one who put it back together. Innie's plotting something in the background while we're talking about this. While sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What? Miss Miney? Do we not need Pearl to testify about this? Or are we just gonna take, Phoenix's word for it? Okay. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work, putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. So we cannot trust your testimony. Here, I think I've sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You're a liar. You're a masterful liar. There you go. Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. She's lying in court. So, Miss Miney, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was like sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? No, there's no way. Yeah, I guess so. Your lies end here. What do you? The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. She also said she was asleep in the car. Do I believe that too? No. And I say that's not possible because there's clearly a contradiction there. Contradiction? Where's the contradiction? Help me, Mia. What's the contradiction? She said she was asleep in the side room, right? And she didn't hear the urn breaking, I guess. It's in the evidence? Right? I think that's what they're going for, right? The answer is in the court record. What? Planning to throw out another irrelevant piece of evidence? Very well, the court will see this piece of evidence. Wait, Mia. I don't know what you plan on showing to the court, but I can guarantee you the answer is not there. Oh, just this once, I'll lend you a hand. Now, rethink your answer. Alright. Mr. Wright, what is your answer? Okay, time to add another bluff to the pile. The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there's clearly a contradiction there. Contradiction? Where's this contradiction? Okay. Should I just say help me, Mia, then? I don't understand. I thought it was the urn breaking and she would have woken up or something, right? It's in her testimony just now. Did she say something incredibly wrong that I just missed that contradicts? I mean, she was obviously not asleep there. I mean, Mia, I may have overreached on this one. Is there really a contradiction somewhere? Don't worry, you're on the right path, Phoenix. It might be a little hard for you to see the contradiction, but it's there. So just this once, do you want me to help you out? Yes, please help me. Please, I need your help right now. Hold on, first calm down, Phoenix. Good. That girl, she slipped up with her words. Her words? If she really was in the side room the entire time, then she just testified about something she shouldn't have any knowledge of. Was it the Dr. Gray? Or that Morgan was in the room, right? Is that what it is? Right? That Morgan was alone in the channeling chamber, right? Is that what she's referring to? And what is that? The rest is for you to figure out on your own. I think I'm right about that. Mr. Wright, what is your answer? I just totally forgot that she talked about that, and I pointed that out before too. Okay, time to another bluff to the pile. The witness, yeah. Alright. It's in her testimony just now. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Miney, you made the following statement. Morgan, right? Yeah. And like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that... She looks like the nurse! Well, what does that, like, have to do with anything? I just saw her in that sprite. It's very simple. Miss Miney, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Faye was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Miney, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But alone. But you didn't go there by the way of the winding way. Yo, so there is a hidden passage. I was right. Oh my god. I was right all along. So both the box and the hidden passage are a thing. But look at the man or guy map. It was false. It was given to us. Well, Dr. Gray gave it to us, but someone must have given it to Dr. Gray, so it must have... I don't remember if it was Maya. I don't think it was Maya, though. Or maybe even Maya doesn't know about this hidden passage. It could have just been made, like, during her absence, right? Just for this one case. If one were to go between the side room and the chilling chamber... Oh, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor, which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Her. Miss Miney, please answer the question. Dude, I knew. Whoa. See, I doubted myself so many times about this whole hidden passage in the box being in the room thing. Ugh. Don't ask a question off of a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you're putting it on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? As your chance, Phoenix. Of course, in the chamber. Yeah. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eeny Miney. So now is the time to prove it. Yeah. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place? She was in the channeling chamber, of course. Right? Or are you saying... Yeah, of course. Miss Miney was here, of course. Why? But that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? You should know better, Von Karma. Of course it is. That's right. Miss Miney was at the scene of the crime. Duh. Order, order, order. That's why that is. Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. That's why I doubted myself, because they, established that only the two of those people were in there, and I was like, okay, then I must be wrong. Simple. Miss Eeny Miney was hiding at the scene of the crime. There you go. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Of course, behind the folding screen. Here, of course. Behind the folding screen? Wow. Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind the folding screen. See? You stupid... See, you stupid jerk. She looks like the nurse, I'm telling you. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being so... Should I change her voice for this? Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball. Now, Miss Miney. One so young as you shouldn't be saying... Shut it, Gramps. As if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. Oh, wow. Complete personality change here. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this, the box. We're killing it. Miss Miney, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. I love that animation sprite. That tiny little box? No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lada disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Yeah, they moved it. Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright. Do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the... Yes, I can. There's a bullet hole in it, sir. 8 inches off the ground, just like the folding screen. And now I present a piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Isn't it just a box? Again? Or should I present the folding screen? I think it's the folding screen. Take a look at this clothing box. There's so stupid. As if there's any sort of evidence in that whole thing. Oh, there's... what on earth? Where? I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. Oh, there's a hole about 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? Damn, Nick. The shade. The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Miney, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order. So what are you're saying? Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Miney? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Miney, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. Exactly, and they switched outfits later. To masquerade as Maya Fey. She had a plan from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop. I can't stand to listen any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a preposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself. Correct, it is not. Especially because she didn't own the place. It really is impossible for one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ow! Yet I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? Well, you can't be serious. Miss Miney, you are done for. You had an accomplice. Damn, this second part of the trial is so much more fast-paced. This person? If it wasn't for someone from Crane Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. Not even just the costume, the whole preparations thing, the getting in and out of the crime scene too. And if it wasn't for someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have the box to use. Or the Fey knife, or anything really. Morgan Fey. Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? Wow, you have something for her? Because she's old, just like you? What do you have to say to this, Miss Miney? You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? I mean, she kind of confessed during the investigation and even got, you know, is she gonna have a switch up of characters? Ah! What is happening? Is she actually gonna confess? If so, that's surprising. I think this is what really happened. Uh-oh. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Exactly. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then the shelling started. Dr. Gray saw her with a knife, right? He shot. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. I guess Dr. Gray didn't die instantly, huh? Because of that. How did the drug take effect so quickly? And her hairstyle is... Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Yeah, Dr. Gray didn't die. Unexpected? Yes. Yeah. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. Man, I love Dr. Gray. He was easily my favorite. I hate this game. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. Yeah. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and... Damn, in the head too. Like... Damn, that is so ruthless. So brutal. After that, you and the lady thought to break into the room? Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. During a seance especially, right? Which is why upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. I'm so sad now. Props to Miney though, she was quick with everything. Miss Miney, she immediately covered her own costume with the blood. And she let us take pictures, too. And pretended to be my affair. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Morgan Fay chased us out, yeah. Please, leave this area to me. Oh, go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. Yeah, as soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, she is definitely involved. That is not something an innocent person would say. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind this murder. Damn. Just like that, it's over. We didn't even have to... Oh, he's breaking now. Who is that laughing at a time like this? Ow! Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry. Are you still by... Oh, it's her. Are you still by chance involving? What is it this time? Miss Von Karma. Surely. Of course it was me. Of course she's not gonna give up. Do you really think someone of one Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? How are you gonna object to any of this? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is... If this witness is the real murderer, how did she get in and out, yeah? Why would she go through all this trouble? Oh, we're gonna talk motives for the Maya They household. Huh? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, that's, we know, Nick, come on. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one more thing. Why would Miss Eeny-Miny want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? It's not Eeny-Miny, is it? It's Mimi-Miny. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Does your hat really have that many holes in it? Jesus. Motive, I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting to kill Dr. Gray? What about the newspaper clippings we had? The reason we wanted to kill Dr. Gray. Dr. Gray dead is this. You wanted Dr. Gray dead. Articles about the car accident, right? Or, is there a newspaper? Yeah. Or should I just present this? We're accidentally overdosed. Is it just a mere coincidence? Now I don't know which one of these should I should present. Maybe the article, newspaper clipping, newspaper. Let's go with the. Huh. Just as I thought, you bored me with your silly answers, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yeah, I got that wrong. Alright, let's go. We got this. Oh, never mind, I was right. Whoops, I shouldn't have skipped. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? What do you mean by that? Senile, stupid Gramps. I'm going to explain, so please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, wanted revenge, then, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, the guy that thought of this weird thing was, Dr. Gray. It was, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see... Ow! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. The end. Really? Did I get it wrong? Uh-oh. Okay, maybe I did get it wrong. I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What as Miss Whitey has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated and she has no motive in the first place. I don't think I'm wrong. Furthermore, there's no reason for most Morgan Faye to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point. What are you talking about? What about all the stuff I talked about? Just so many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. Ah! What happened? I thought I had her for sure. See? This is what I, told you. Huh? I hope you liked your slice of humble pie, yeah. Very well, I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Meeny Miny. Really? Did I mess up? Okay. Whew. Who's that? Mia? Is that Mia? Your Honor, please allow the defense one more minute. Alright. You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But, you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Duh. Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for why she had to kill. She had to? It's been a year, so why did she have to kill Dr. Gray? Because Maya was gonna contact her sister, and her sister would have told Dr. Gray of what actually happened and how it was the sister that killed her. Ah, there's a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And there's also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Yeah, okay. Time is up, Mr. Wright. Final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Meeny Miny had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason? Can I really do this? Yes, I can. I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Miny had a motive. Too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended after all. Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Wow. What? You're supposed to be on my side! Von Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Damn, Von Karma. This is your undoing. This is what's gonna bring you down. And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We'll continue the cross-examination after we reconvene. Hey, wait a second, hey! Oh my god. To be continued. Yeah. I didn't think about that part. If we are, if the sister was the one responsible for the murder, then the other sister would have told Maya or Dr. Gray through Maya's body, right? And also, see, I still feel like the one who really died was Innie Miney, and this right here in the court is Mimi Miney. But it is also possible that she just got plastic surgery to look exactly like her sister. But still, I don't know. And what still bugs me about this is that I get the feeling that during an investigation, she slipped up and said that, I don't remember what she said, but I feel like she slipped up when she was describing what happened in the car. I think she was telling it from her perspective, like she was the one driving. Yeah, I think she was telling it from her perspective, but she forgot that she's supposed to tell it from her sister's perspective because she's pretending to be the sister. I don't know, it's a little complicated because I don't know which one is actually true. I don't know if one of the one who we are talking with right now is Mimi Miney or not. Or if it's just Innie Miney who had plastic surgery and got Mimi Miney's face. But yeah, it all depends on that. Alright, so it looks like the next episode is going to be the final one for this case. We are very close to the finale here, it looks like, at least. We're going to be entering into the second portion of the trial, and we're probably going to have an outro and then, call it a day there. Yeah, we're definitely almost there. I want to find out what actually happened with the switch, if there was like a switch up or a plastic surgery. They did mention the plastic surgery, so I don't know, but the switch up makes more sense to me. I don't know, we'll see. So I was very happy to learn that all of my previous assumptions were true, and I get the feeling there's still a hidden passage, right? That's the only way Innie Miney could have gotten the box back into the side room, unless they put the box back behind the folding screen and she just stayed there. But I don't remember what actually happened when we met Innie Miney again and so on. But I think if Pearl was in the winding way the whole time, and Innie Miney kind of just went back to the side room when we were calling the police, then there must be a secret passage, a hidden passage, right? And the map we were given is not entirely correct. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.